Welcome back, my friends, to the monumental 80th edition of WrestleRant, here today to review Monday Night Raw for October 8th, 2012, the special Columbus Day edition, and it did not disappoint whatsoever. I came home about an hour late, watched the entire thing on DVR that exact same night, was able to make it live with the best for the final segment of the show. Absolutely epic show, to say the very least. Going to break it down for you here right now. I'm going to say right now it was probably one of the best episodes of 2012. I mean, you can go back and watch all my other WrestleRant episodes, and now my channel, I've organized them, but you can go back and watch all my other WrestleRant episodes in recent weeks. I've been saying that Raw has been the best of 2012 in the last month, but I thoroughly believe that this episode in particular was better than all of those. It was one of the best of the year. Maybe not as epic as the one after WrestleMania 28, but still an amazing show nonetheless. Even better since the fact that I was able to watch it when I came home, and I was able to skip through all the commercials, so that was awesome as well. Nonetheless, as you saw my pre-video vignette before WrestleRant even began, Vinnie Mac is back to address the state of the WWE. Of course, I'll get to that in a minute, but of course, to kick off the show, we had John Cena making his return to Monday Night Raw for the first time in 2 weeks. Usually, I hate his promos, but this week, I actually kind of liked it. He incorporated the fact that he returned, people cared, and then mixed reaction, some humor, which I actually thoroughly enjoyed. The Antonio Cesaro nipple thing I actually found pretty funny. And some seriousness as well at the end of it, talking about CM Punk and the WWE Championship and Hell in a Cell and his injury. All that great stuff. Really, really enjoyed this. Great way to kick off the show. His promo was kept short. It didn't go over 20 minutes like last week's opening segment, thus keeping everything on time, and everything. The time constraints was not an issue on this week's show. I was extremely happy to see that. First match of the night, we had Ryback come down as John Cena was making his way back up the ramp. See Ryback make his way down to the ring for his match against Primo and Epico in a handicap match. Those two catching eye to eye. I thought that was pretty epic as well. Crowd was all over Ryback on this episode. They were chanting like crazy. I didn't hear any Goldberg bullshit. I was so happy about that. Maybe I'll go back and check to make sure there wasn't. But this crowd was so hot for Ryback. I think this is probably the hottest crowd that we've seen for Ryback since he debuted or re-debuted earlier this year. Absolutely epic, squashing Primo and Epico in another impressive outing against the former WWE Tag Team Champions, all thanks to JBL, who was putting over Primo and Epico throughout the majority of the matchup. So, yeah, on a side note, commentary was awesome tonight. JBL came back. JR was there. Their names are pretty similar, so I'm going to mix them up throughout the show. And Michael Cole was also great as well. That was a great commentary team. They put over the opponents throughout the night. Really enjoyed that. Just a side note there. So up next, we were supposed to have Brodus Clay versus R-Truth. Kind of strange matchup, seeing how they're both faces. And I was wondering where Kofi Kingston was in R-Truth's corner, but I ended up finding out later in the night that they ended up splitting in a WWE.com exclusive video. So beyond happy about that. Those guys should not have been a tag team in the first place. One of the most boring-ass tag teams in recent WWE history. Just my personal opinion. I know they're tag team champions for what, like 5-6 months, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I just did not like them as tag team champions at all. Hell no is 10 times better. I'll get to them later in the show as well. But anyways, this match ever happens. Clay and R-Truth come dancing. They're just dancing along. Then Vince McMahon says, "Get your asses out of the ring. I'm about to come down there and make my announcement." So as far as Brodus Clay and R-Truth goes, I think R-Truth would make a pretty good singles competitor, as we saw, last year. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't turn him back heel, but I guess they can't do it at this point, seeing his popularity is now better than ever with their new R-Truth stuff, with the little Jimmy stuff, I should say. And then Brodus Clay, I think he should just turn heel by this point. I love the Funkasaurus, but I think he should go back to being that monster heel that he once was on NXT and as Del Rio's bodyguard back in early 2011. I think that'd be the most money for him. I think you can get money out of that character, but it doesn't matter what I think. It only matters in WWE creative books. But nonetheless, R-Truth and Brodus Clay, fun tag team for a little while until it starts to get old. We're going to have to wait and see. Up next, Mr. McMahon makes his strut down to the ring for the first time, and 4 months here on Monday Night Raw. No chance in hell huts the arena. Of course, I'm bowing down to my freaking goddamn screen because this guy is a freaking god where I am here in Connecticut. Nonetheless, talking about the state of the WWE, all that stuff. He didn't really make any announcement. I think CM Punk cut him off before that he made that announcement. I don't know if we're ever going to get that announcement. But nonetheless, CM Punk, epic as ever here on the mic. Here in his confrontation with Mr. McMahon. I think I might have been the only one that noticed this. Maybe other people too. I'm not exactly sure. But the first time these two have confronted each other since the huge CM Punk falling out, excuse me, from last year when CM Punk left the company. Remember the whole contract signing, the Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank? Fucking love that promo. I'm so glad they relived that here tonight with CM Punk's first pipe bomb since turning heel a couple months back. This is absolutely epic. Dropping names on Vince McMahon, bashing him back and forth physically and mentally and psychology. I mean, even just everything. CM Punk slapped him right across the face, reminiscent of when Randy Orton did the same thing a couple years back. Fucking awesome. The straight edge savior was at his best tonight, and Vince McMahon was even better as well, getting in his full aggressive state, going down and breaking down like a crazy lunatic throughout the entire show. Really, really loved it. Challenged the WWE Champion to a match later in the night. Great way to set up the main event, and it's certainly a cliffhanger, to say the least. Up next, a tag team match with Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara defeating a tandem of primetime players to advance to the WWE Tag Team Championship Tournament. Good match here. I'm liking that Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara as a tag team. I know I said this numerous times by this point, but I'm really liking them as a tandem. This match is really, really good. Both teams have really good chemistry, and they've been building up this feud in recent weeks. So at least it had some meaningful, some meaning behind it. So I was appreciating that effort of it as well. So I'm really loving what they're doing with the WWE Tag Team Champion. The WWE Tag Team Division these days. Loving the resurrection of the division, to say the very least. Up next, for the first time in over a year, World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus taking on Wade Barrett. Now this is one hell of a dream match that I wanted to see on the Hell in a Cell card for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sadly, we're not getting that. We're getting Sheamus versus Big Show instead. But nonetheless, this is a great match. Very, very solid. These guys have great chemistry. I would love to see this in the future feud over the World Heavyweight Championship. Looks like we won't be getting that anytime soon, seeing how probably after Big Show's done with Sheamus and Ziggler will be cashing in. I'm probably jumping to conclusions here, but we're going to have to wait and see. To say the very least, a great match. Glad it ended in a DQ, because I know Wade Barrett wasn't going to win via pinfall, and the Celtic Warrior, who hasn't won a match via pinfall in like 7 fucking goddamn years, other than CM Punk's cheap win this past week on the WWE main event. That aside, Wade Barrett looked great here. Glad he wasn't pummeled by Sheamus after the matchup. Instead, that was Tensai. For people saying that this might be a possible trio between Tensai, Barrett, and Big Show, I highly doubt it. But even still, it was fun while it lasted. Big Show getting the better of the Celtic Warrior for a brief moment, so that was good to see Sheamus look somewhat vulnerable. At least it was, even if it was for 5 seconds, at least Big Show got some type of an upper hand in this feud without making any jokes or anything like that, much like similar last week when we saw that huge fucking debate. That was absolute bullshit. But anyways, moving on, a good match between Antonio Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, non-title match here. Tyson Kidd looked really strong in defeat, had a lot of good offense here. The match went a lot longer than I thought it would, and I was pleasantly surprised by that, don't get me wrong. Cesaro looked great here as well. Really loving the push they're giving this guy. He has a lot of long-term potential. Really glad they're giving the U.S. title some, back some importance and prestige and relevancy again. Really liking that. Hopefully they continue to build him up. Up next, tag team match. WWE Tag Team Champions Team Hell No defeating the tandem of Dolph Ziggler and Del Rio. Kind of a random match, but to say the very least, an awesome match. A lot of great action right here. It went for about, I believe, a commercial break or two. That's how long this match was. Was really surprised by that, and I really, really enjoyed this match. All 4 guys are excellent workers, and they really meshed well together. Team Hell No obviously goes over here. Nothing wrong with that. The tag team champions should be going over on a tandem that doesn't team on a regular basis. But a very, very good match right here. And it was a common theme throughout the night to see awesome action from match to match to match, and a lot of entertainment throughout the night. Up next, we had a promo from a promo segment, I should say, from the Intercontinental Champion The Miz interrupting Larry King and Kofi Kingston. Now, a lot of people can probably have mixed feelings on this. Now, a lot of the celebrities that come on Raw television botch their lines, just each and every line, and I can't blame them. They're on live television, so I honestly can't blame them. The very few celebrities that I did enjoy on Raw in recent years as far as guest hosts go include the Muppets. Who else was awesome? Shaq was kind of awesome. I like Jeremy Piven, although he botched his lines a few times. I thought he was pretty cool. And of course, what's that guy's name? Oh, Hugh Jackman from Real Steel last year. That was pretty awesome. Him and Zack Ryder was probably my favorite moment in guest host history. But even still, Larry King here was great. I don't really care that he's reading off the note cards. That was fine by me. I know he was like reading blatantly right off the cards, but nonetheless, I thought it was a good segment. It really helped put over Kofi Kingston as a potential challenger to the Miz's Intercontinental Championship. Granted, we saw this match 5 years ago. I'm sorry, 3 years ago over the United States Championship. We've seen this match a dozen times, but I'm not going to complain. It's a great matchup. These guys really, really mesh well together. So hopefully we do see it kind of form into some sort of a rivalry going to the latter end of the year. Kofi Kingston could really use the push. I don't really want to see him as Intercontinental Champion, but as long as he's going for the title, that's all that matters. Up next, Rhodes Scholars defeating Santino and Ryder in a tag team match to advance in the WWE Tag Team Championship Tournament to the finals to take on Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara at a later date. Fine match right here. Action was what it was. Basically what you'd expect. Outcome was never in doubt. But the thing that really caught my eye here was the entrance, the collective entrance from Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. It's the little things that count these days. The little things that count. The combined entrance video, the combined entrance, the handshakes, the promos, everything. That is what makes these guys stars. These guys are future WWE Tag Team Champions. Whenever Team Hell No loses their titles, I'm damn betting all my money that it will be on Rhodes Scholars. As they always say on Twitter, equals gold. Those guys are absolute money. Hopefully they do. It does pay off at some point in time with them becoming the new WWE Tag Team Champions. I will say this. I know they're going to win the tournament at Hell in a Cell, or come Hell in a Cell. I'm not going to say they're going to win the titles, but it will be entertaining to see them as a tandem for the next few months. And up next in the main event, WWE Champion CM Punk taking on Mr. McMahon. An awesome brawl. We didn't even need to see the match to get started. I didn't even care about the match by this point. A fucking awesome brawl. This is the most determined I've seen Vince McMahon in years. I mean, maybe even before I was a wrestling fan, he was more determined than this. But this was awesome. He was unloading on CM Punk. I was a bit disappointed for a second that he was kind of burying the WWE Champion. Maybe I thought that was a bit personal. The recent ratings drops. But other than that, I think that was awesome. I think that was intentional. I thought that was really, really cool. CM Punk got a lot of good shots in as well, so I'm not saying that it was complete squash on CM Punk's part or Vinnie Mac's part. So I was really, really enjoying that. A really awesome way to kick off the show, or I'm sorry, end the show rather. Then we have Ryback come down as moments before he's about to deliver the GTS to Vinnie Mac. Ryback's music hits. The crowd goes fucking berserk. He runs down, is about to take out CM Punk. Then John Cena comes out, takes in CM Punk, or throws him back into the ring rather. Ryback delivers a clothesline to him. The place goes unglued. They go berserk. They go crazy. I went crazy. Threw my phone to the ground, threw my laptop to the ground. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. For those of you that know, I am a huge Ryback mark. Have been since the Skip Sheffield days in NXT. Really looking forward to what he does in the WWE title picture. And as Ryback was going to go for his finisher, CM Punk dodged it, ran out of the crowd, and he got punched by a fan, but I'll get to that in a little bit, for a brief 5 seconds in a little bit. But a great way to end the show. Really intriguing cliffhanger because Punk has to make a decision by next week who he wants to face in Hell in a Cell, either Cena or Ryback. Honestly, I want to see a triple threat so it doesn't hurt either Cena nor Ryback, so I hope that's going to become a possibility. But nonetheless, I'm really, really looking forward to what WWE television produces going forward. I know the rating improved this week from a 2.5 to a 2.7. Hell, it's a start. I know it's no in the 4.0 range, and the 4.0 ranges that we saw a couple years ago, but it's a start. And I mean, with 3 hours, we gotta kind of expect stuff like that. And also to make sure to check out my thoughts on CM Punk controversy on SAVE US GSM on pw247.net. But for my brief thoughts on that here, I mean, I knew it was an accident. Obviously, CM Punk didn't mean to punch the wrong fan. Of course, he shouldn't have punched the fan. He shouldn't have laid his hands on a fan in the first place, and they shouldn't be laying his hands on him. So it's kind of versus on the guy that did it, was bragging about it on Twitter, so that guy's a douche. Hopefully CM Punk apologizes as well. I love CM Punk, but he's got to apologize for his actions because that was pretty uncalled for. So nonetheless, one of the best episodes of Raw of the year. Hopefully they continue the strong momentum going forward. Really looking forward to next week. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter at @SAVE_GSM. And this is GSM signing out. Till next time, guys.